everybody. Chris Wood here. Welcome to my channel, anybody that does, and thank anybody that does for tuning in. I'm just on here for a quick few minutes to let everybody see this responsible because they can see what I see, hear what I hear, and they know exactly I'm doing this. I am a 3.5-year revenge retaliation identity theft, identity change victim. I am 50 years old and I have been going through this for 3.5 years. Compliments, excuse me, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. I have no feeling in my head, no feeling in my face. My skull has been completely split, deformed. I have been through about 50 different facial changes and I have shown it and proven it. I have what is called remote neuromonitoring use on me, and it is being used on me criminally for revenge, retaliation, compliments of the police, like I said, for speaking of their crimes since 2019. I've been injured, tortured, kidnapped, sex assaulted, falsely arrested, arrest refusals, medical blacklisting, medical treatment refusals by criminal negligent co-committing doctors here at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital, right from administration to appellate and security guard to doctors that are criminally and negligently involved and have been for 3 years in helping aiding and covering up this against me. I spoke of police crimes, so as a result, I've been injured, tortured, sex assaulted, kidnapped, and I'm going through my identity theft compliments of one William Bill Wooldridge, last known and used name, 149 Center Street, North Napanee, Ontario, one Blair Hardy, one Tyler Lake, and one Jason Two-Step Gimpy Vinalstein. So I just got to say, after 3.5 years of this to me for revenge retaliation, and 2 years and 2 days after Spencer Mills 14716, apparently now it was here in Napanee, but apparently now is in Aurelia, and a woman named Stacy had Billy Wooldridge and Blair Hardy stalk my mother and kill her 2 years ago on December 20th. So anybody thinks I am identity theft, identity change, framing, human trafficking victim for speaking of police crimes. I have been going through this for 3.5 years, so anybody thinks that identity thefts cannot happen, I am proof that it does. I have what is called remote neuromonitoring being used on me, and it's being passed around, like I said, to O.p.p, drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit who are using this on me and who are highly protected and untouchable. Jason Vinalstein, you are guilty of murder. You are guilty of attempted murder. Tyler Lake is guilty of murder and attempted murder. You are guilty of because of this to me and my identity theft and change. You are not only guilty of this to me, but you are guilty of murdering the entire Wood bloodline through me by doing this to me. Blair Hardy and Billy Wooldridge is guilty of murdering my mother, like I said 2 years ago. Revenge retaliation. I mean, they're human traffickers, human sex trade, slavery traffickers. They're selling children to pedophiles, adults to sex offenders. They're falsely arresting their victims, kidnapping, forcing and stealing blood and piss, and falsely arresting to justify their crimes against their victims, to deflect the crimes against their victims, for wanting police and doctors arrested and charged for 3 years. So as a result, they had it done to me. Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills 14716, whether here in Napanee or now Aurelia, apparently And if he is in Aurelia, I would advise anybody around that area who may see this to be very, very careful. The guy is a serial killer. Conveniently, all of these cops involved are transferring to avoid arrest and to avoid lawsuits and to try to have deniability of their involvement with the crimes that they are guilty of committing. So conveniently, they lie, they buy time, and then they fucking transfer. When the heat starts getting turned up, they transfer to avoid being arrested in lawsuits against themselves and O.p.p. where they work. So that's the whole deal with that, isn't it? And then there's the ex-chief, year 2019, staff sergeants, year 2019 and 2021. There's a guy named Robert Lucas. Actually, Robert can fuck, can kill, can get away with it. Money Badge Family Town Council, Lucas. He lives no more than 50 feet from my back door. There's Robert Kane. There's a woman named Stacy, a mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee, now Kingston, and Shelley Huffner. She is a mental health worker and O.p.p. And then the ones doing the crimes just to me is William Bill Waldridge, like I said, 149 Center Street North. Child stalker for the ex-O.p.p chief. He is a sex offender. He is a wanted inmate. He is being harbored and protected while doing this to me for convenient mistaken identity, so I get taken as him. The guy is highly fucking delusional. He is highly psychotic and he is highly dangerous. And now I am the result. He murdered my mother to do this to me. And one way or another, Billy Waldridge, regardless whether you have a justice of the peace here or not and feeding their cocaine to avoid arrest, I'm going to see you arrested in jail along with the fucking cops involved with this. And the doctors and everybody else, Billy Waldridge, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Blair Hardy, and the rest of you pieces of shit. I will see you in prison. I will see you in cuffs one way or another, and I will bring arresting, charging, and lawsuits against the police who are involved along with the doctors who are criminally negligently co-committing and helping, aiding, and covering this up and have been for 3 fucking years because of lies against me. They're even guilty of torturing my dog and causing serious harm to him. So anything happens to my dog, Runt Tyler Lake and Holly Carlisle, you are responsible, you pieces of shit garbage. The ones doing this the most is one Tyler Lake and Jason Van Alstyne, and they're approximately between 30 and 40 years old. These pieces of shit. I'm 50. Billy Waldridge, 149 Center Street North, is approximately 72, 73, and Blair Hardy is 65. There is also a Robert Berry and others using this on me too, also doing this to me. Families are murdered and missing. It is Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police and other O.p.p. Human trafficking, it is O.p.p. False arrest, it is O.p.p. Framing, this is how they frame, traffic, and kill right here in Napanee, and they got lots of help. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. Beware. And the one's named Hardy Lake, Van Alstyne, and Waldridge. This is also about not only my identity theft, but financial theft and frauds too, because they steal welfare, disabilities, pensions, and everything else. Forgeries, framings, and frauds. I am a revenge retaliation victim for speaking of police crimes, the human homeless trafficking out of the Morning Star mission, and the homeless exploitation. As a result, I became a victim. Back in 2019, I was shot by by the ex-O.p.p chief in my right ear, not with a bullet, but with something. Him and someone in a black truck. One way or another, Billy Waldridge, You psychotic motherfucking piece of shit. I will see you in cuffs whether you suck O.p.p dick or not, along with Hardy, Lake, and Benalstein, you little fucking pieces of shit. Before Christmas, I will see you in fucking cuffs, you pieces of shit. Chris Wood, love all, hate none. Hit that like, share, subscribe. I hope you like what you see. I hope you like what you see, and you fucking garbage, knowing what you're doing to me, with knowing what you've done to me, and knowing what you've gotten away with. But now you are officially guilty of my identity theft and murdering the entire Wood bloodline through me, and you are going to fucking pay whether you suck off police dick or not. I'm not gonna be a fucking pawn or a puppet to corrupt human trafficking fucking garbage, and I'm not taking a fall for a bunch of fucking little low life pieces of shit junkies and pedophiles who police harbor and then use them for crimes. You are pure fucking filth. You're guilty of domestic treason. You're guilty of terrorism. You're guilty of slavery. You're guilty of murders. You're guilty of human trafficking. You're guilty of pedophilia. You're guilty of false arrest. You're guilty of my fucking identity theft along with the doctors here. You owe me millions and millions and millions of dollars, O.p.p, along with Lennox and Addington Hospital. What you fucking done to me. You owe me millions of dollars for this, you pieces of fucking garbage, for me trying to speak up and try to save lives. This is what happens to people. Let this be a lesson. Love all, hate none. Hit that like, share, subscribe, especially the share, and help get this out. And the like, because it helps put that in the algorithm, and more people need to see exactly what is taking place right here in Napanee and how it's being done. It's being done by what is called remote neural monitoring, and I can 100% prove it, and I have proven it. So watch yourselves, watch your children, and watch your finances as well, because, like I said, it's about pedophilia, financial thefts and frauds, adult sex offenses, and a whole lot more. By the least suspecting ones, Ontario Provincial Police. And no, this is not about hate or a vendetta. I have no criminal record or history, and I had no association with anybody involved prior to 2019 when this started on me. Love all, hate none. You are going to pay for this, you garbage.